Good evening, everyone. I'm Delano Manson, the CEO of the Kentucky Nurses Association. Thanks for everyone for being with us tonight. We are extremely excited about our 2023 KNA election, and we are proud to let each of you know that we have 31 KNA members who are running for 23 positions within our organization. I also want to take a moment to thank Necia Thornton and Lisa Lockhart, who were considering a run for office. But due to changing circumstances, they have since withdrawn their candidacy. Necia has graciously applied for the chapter liaison open position and was appointed at the last Kentucky Nurses Association Board of Directors meeting. And Lisa, her plate is really full, but she still is the chair for the MRRC, which is our Membership Recruitment and Retention Committee. Tonight, we have a unique and wonderful opportunity to hear from candidates and why they believe that they should be elected to represent the membership in the KNA leadership decision-making process. Despite the challenges before nurses, such as negative impacts caused by COVID-19, violence in the workplace, and the shortage of nurses here and across the country, we are better together than we are apart. And we can foster this type of growth and innovation and support that our members have come to expect for the Kentucky Nurses Association. This type of work and visionary thoughts comes from for all Kentuckians. Our election begins on Tuesday, August 1st, and ends on Thursday, August 31st. And I encourage all of you to vote. And a little secret, I encourage you to get your colleagues to vote. Now, if they're not members yet, make sure they're members before August 1st so that they can vote for you. And so I encourage you to do that. I know that in a few minutes, Dolores is going to be thanking the Nominations and Elections Committee, but I would just like to add a big thank you as well, because they worked tirelessly to develop a diverse candidacy and ballot for us, and they have done an extraordinary job. And so I want to say, to introduce our candidates, tell you more about the election, I would like to turn over our program to our incredible president, Dolores White, president of the KNA. Dolores?
Thank you, Delano. I'm so happy to be here with you all tonight and to introduce you to the 2023 KNA candidates so that everybody can hear a little bit about you. Thank you to all of our candidates for being here and for everyone who expressed interest in serving the KNA as a winner. No matter what, we definitely want you to realize that. And we thank you for your commitment to the KNA and Kentucky nurses. I want to take this time, as Delano mentioned, to thank the KNA Nominations and Elections Committee members, starting with our chair, Kristen Pickerel, and the other members who have worked so very hard to make this election the absolute best ever. They get better every single year. Kathy Hager, Donna Fischetti, Shannon Allen, Vanessa Harvey, Barbara Schnapp, and Michelle Dickens are the members of the team, as well as Donna Metter, the immediate past president for the KNA, and Delano as well. So thank everyone for their leadership and help in the election process. It has been my pleasure to work with this wonderful team and to see the ballot develop into its amazing list of fabulous candidates. Voting truly is going to be a very hard decision for everybody this year. So I'm going to go through the list of candidates and introduce you. Candidates, as I call your name and office that you will be running for, please unmute and share your campaign statement. Tell us why you feel you are the best person for the position and why you are seeking this position. You have 90 seconds each, and Delano is a very good timekeeper. She has an electronic clock and will use it and mute you. So hopefully you've practiced and got yourself to the 90 seconds or so, right? All right, so we'll start with the KNA board, and the first position is for president-elect. So Nikki Wright, would you please unmute and share a little bit about you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Nikki Wright. I currently work as the orthopedic program coordinator at Baptist Health Louisville. I've been a nurse for over 32 years. I feel like right now our voices are stronger than ever, and I want to continue to encourage nurses to be leaders as they are. And be visible. And I want to be visible along with those nurses to be stronger and to be more visible in the community together, and to strengthen our ties together as nurses, focusing on violence against our nurses, focusing on leadership, focusing on governmental voices, focusing on leaders within their areas of nursing, continuing this legacy that we have built and partnering together to be stronger and better within the community. I'm currently the CE administrator for KNA, and your vote would be greatly appreciated to continue my work with you in various roles. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Next, for the same position of president-elect is Joanne Ray.
Hi,
Hi, Joanne.
a nurse with experience, a nurse that will voice concerns of and represent the 89,000 plus nurses in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, a nurse that will give 110%. That is who you need serving as your KNA president. Hi, my name's Joanne Mattingly Ray, and I believe I'm that nurse, and I'm ready to serve the KNA as president-elect. I have been a nurse in the state of Kentucky for 31 years. I've worked in a variety of settings, predominantly in the med-surg areas and women's services. I've been in nursing leadership for 25 years, and I've been a director of patient care at Norton Hospital for the past 12 years. I've had the privilege to be an adjunct faculty at Bellarmine University for the past 10 years. I have been a member of the KNA for many years. I've held the position as River City Chapter Treasurer. I'm currently on the Membership and Recruitment Committee with the KNA and the Events Committee. I'm the River City Chapter Honor Card Coordinator, and I've had the honor to facilitate many Nightingale tributes for the River City Chapter. I was chosen to be in the inaugural LLA through the KNA this past year. I started my education with my BSN through the University of Louisville and went on to receive my MSN through Bellarmine University, my MBA through the University of Phoenix, and recently my doctorate in nursing leadership through Spalding. As I say, when I perform—
Thank you. Your time is up. Thank you. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you, Joanne. Next is the position of vice president, and on the ballot is Andrea Hauser. Is she here tonight?
She has not been able to join us.
Okay, thank you. Next on the ballot is Jody Rogers. Jody, I saw you here a little bit ago. If you can unmute and share. Jody?
Okay, can you hear me?
We can. There you go.
Okay, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm an everyday nurse named Jody Rogers. I'm a veteran of the Navy Nurse Corps, and currently I'm the president and chief nursing officer at the Kids Club, which is a prescribed pediatric extended care facility with 6 facilities here in the Commonwealth, caring for over 500 children with medical complexities. My vision for the office and for running is aligned with the vision for the KNA, which is to be the voice for nurses and to have a healthier Kentucky. And so I want the organization to grow and prosper. I've been on the KNA board since 2017, and I've seen exactly that, and I want to continue that. And so I often say and end meetings with join KNA, stay KNA, because no matter what happens, that's what I'll do. I'm running for vice president of the KNA board. And so vote for an everyday nurse named Jody.
Thank you, Jody. Appreciate it. Okay, the next position that we're going to move to is the secretary, and the candidate for that is Alan Cody Ryan. Cody, are you able to unmute?
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm happy to join you this evening. So I'm Dr. Cody Ryan. I've been a nurse since 2015. I've been in healthcare since 2010. Since 2017, I've been a professor at Bellarmine University. I teach in the undergrad and graduate program. I also teach in the political science program in Bellarmine College. I have a pretty extensive history in leadership and in healthcare at the bedside. My doctoral focus was in leadership and in psychiatric mental health. My research interests focused in that as well. My vision for KNA, I just recently attended the legislative conference, and that was incredibly motivating. And I want to extend that excitement to nurses that are new nurses, young, just entering the field. My goal is to engage those nurses, get them involved. And then on a special note, I really feel, nurses help each other. I wouldn't be in this position without the great mentorship. I have to give a shout out to Dr. Kathy Hager. So I think that really shows what we're all here for. And so I want to carry that through and, extend that through the organization and in our field. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Cody. Next, we'll move to the Director at Large position, again for the KNA board. There are 2 positions and 3 candidates. The first candidate is Amy Fennell. Amy, can you go ahead and unmute?
Sure. So I'm Amy Fennell. I am a director at the St. Elizabeth Healthcare. So my areas of responsibility are our bed placement hub for the system for our 6 facilities, which is the Patient Logistics Center. Also the Resource Operational Center, which is divided into 2 different sections, which is this time card assistance piece, which we have taken over just recently in the past 6 months, all the managers' time cards for the entire system, which is kind of exciting to take that off their plates. And then in addition to the nurse staffing office for the system. Other places that I kind of dabble in and that I'm responsible for, it's kind of a long title, is basically the system-wide float pool. So that makes up 83 FTEs of nurses that we support across the systems for both acute care and critical care. In addition to that, I also have patient safety companions that we developed the role just prior to COVID, so we can have people at the bedside. Along with that, we have CNAs that are in transitioning, learning to become nurses, that type of thing. And within that system float pool that we float everywhere also. Other areas of responsibility that I have are the admission units for the system. So we have 5 different admission units that we have to overflow to when we're boarding patients. So I'm very familiar with capacity, and I know it's a problem across the country along with staffing. And other areas that I've taken on just recently is the wound care departments for the system, and then also the vascular access team. So those are new to me. So I'm kind of learning. So it's kind of fun to be back and learning new things as a nurse. My background, I've been at St. Elizabeth for 34 years. I started here just out of high school and kind of grew myself up in the ER and was there for 22 years, rolled up into the assistant nurse manager job before taking on this director role and getting to build that system.
Thank you, Amy. Your time is up.
Thank you.
Goes back quick.
I know you have so much more there.
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next on the list is Donna Metter.
My name is Donna Metter, and I've been a nurse since 1982. I graduated in 82 from Kentucky Wesleyan College in Owensboro. Went on to get my BSN and then my master's from Bellarmine. And I've been serving as the KNA, started as obviously as the president-elect, then the president for 2 years, and immediate past president this past year. And I'm proud of the things that we have accomplished, even through the pandemic. I think somehow the just made us stronger, made us more motivated to work for our nurses and to do as much as we could do. So I've enjoyed my time, but those are very busy roles for you guys who are running for president-elect. And it's wonderful. We've accomplished so much, but I'm not ready to step back completely. So I think my position as a director at large on the board would allow me to continue to serve and to continue the many things that we are working towards. Again, we've accomplished a lot, but we have more to do. And we are well on our way to accomplishing those things. So I'm very proud of that, and would be very blessed to continue to be able to serve on the KNA Board of Directors.
All right. Thank you, Donna.
That's all. I'll run out of time if I keep on. Thanks.
You timed yourself and got you there. Thank you. All right, Ava. Ava Cook is our next candidate. If you can unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ava Cook, and I am been a nurse for 29 years, and I've worked in the nursing profession in various various settings. I'm currently a professor of nursing in Madisonville Community College and currently work as well in a family practice setting. I have served in various roles. I currently have been a member of KNA for a few years now. I served on the Professional Nursing and Advocacy Cabinet as a at-large member. Since 2018, I've been a board of directors for the Kentucky League of Nursing, and I've served on the Odin and CUSIN Task Force and Research Committee for 3 years. And my vision for us is a lot like, I believe, Cody's. He stated that, we needed to do a lot more with our students. So my vision would be to grow in numbers while maintaining our current status of membership in the KNA organization for our state. We need to maintain that current member and just keep recruiting and helping others be able to step up and become professionals and leaders in our state as they are our future. I think that we can start this by trying to get more students involved in our organization so that they can become lifelong members as well as leaders throughout our state. Nursing is a wonderful, wonderful profession, and it's like babies. We grow, and our new students and our new nurses, we need to mentor them and help set goals for them so that they can grow and mature and step up for our state of Kentucky and for this profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Ava. Okay, next we'll move to our Education and Research Cabinet. And the first position is an administrative position. And the candidate is Annie Payne, who has submitted a video since she was not able to be here today. So Delanor is going to share that.
Actually, Sherry is going to be Vanna White on that.
Perfect. Sherry, glad you could be here and do that.
My name is
Got
Annie,
it.
and I'm a candidate for the administrator position for the Education and Research Cabinet. And I currently live in Berea, but my nursing career has taken me all over the state of Kentucky. I got my DNP from UK, and I am a clinical nurse specialist. And so education and research has always been high on my list of things that I love in my career. I'm currently an operations improvement advisor at Baptist Health Lexington, but prior to this role, I was director of education and professional development at Baptist Health Corbin for 8 years. So I spent a lot of time participating in the implementation of best practice initiatives and helping support nursing. And I feel like this position will give me the opportunity to continue to do just that. I want to help nurses grow professionally through education and through research, and I want to support them in that. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening.
All right. Thank you, Annie. And thank you, Sherry, for sharing the video. I appreciate it. Okay, next on the Education and Research Cabinet is the staff nurse position. And the candidate for that is Leslie Brown. Is Leslie here tonight?
She is.
All right. Please unmute and share.
Hello, I'm Leslie Brown. I've been a nurse for about 17 years. I was an LPN for 4 years and then got my RN in 2010. I work at Norton Brownsboro Hospital as an assistant nurse manager, but it's still very much a staff nurse role as I'm very involved with patient care every day. I'm interested in this position so that I can grow professionally and also make an impact on the future of the nursing profession. I'm passionate about providing safe, effective, and quality patient care and committed to mentoring and leading new nurses. This position will allow me to use the knowledge I've gained over the years to educate the public about the nursing practice and to create new educational resources for nurses in the community. I look forward to recruiting new nurses and promoting professional development of existing nurses. I also taught clinicals for about 6 years as adjunct faculty with Galen. I work full-time as an assistant nurse manager, but I'm considering picking back up and going back into teaching. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie.
All right. Next, also on the Education and Research Cabinet is the nurse faculty position. There is one position and 2 candidates. The first one is Ronnie Harold. Ronnie, if you could unmute.
Thank you, Dolores. Hello to the leaders and of course the members of the Kentucky Nurses Association. I'm Dr. Ronnie Harold, formerly Sheridan. I feel very blessed to be seeking your vote for the role of nurse faculty in the Education and the Research Cabinet. I've been a nurse for over 30 years. I've worked in academia for 15 years. I started my journey out in a medical records department, and eventually I went to school. I got my LPN, then the ASN, then the BSN, then the MSN-ED, and eventually completed my doctorate in education. It has a focus on research and curriculum and instruction, and I got that in 2016. I've pretty much taught at all levels of nursing education and in a variety of subjects, both ground and online. So my research interests are basically focused on innovations in teaching, classroom, clinical settings, ground and online. My passion is mental health, with a focus today on trauma-informed care, mindfulness, and the importance of embracing diversity and inclusion in our everyday lives. I'm here today because I was inspired by some of the leaders like Dr. Manson and Dr. Meter and Dr. Hager and others at the local chapter. When I first arrived here to Kentucky and I reached out, they were all caring, kind, communicative, approachable, and they empowered me to get as active as possible. So if elected for this role, I'm going to engage in active discussions and collaborations. I'm going to have great respect for the many ideas that will be shared by the cabinet. I'm going to embrace the importance of evaluating education and research, promoting educational topics, getting that information out to nurses, educating the public, so many different things. But I think the most important is promoting recruitment of more nurses in the state of Kentucky and encouraging and supporting that image of nursing through both professional development and continuing education. And I really appreciate you all being here and giving me the opportunity to share with you and to ask for your support.
Thank you, Ronnie. Okay, next, also for nurse faculty is Muna Hamish. Is Muna here tonight? She's not. Okay, thank you. We're going to move to the Professional Nursing Practice and Advocacy Cabinet. And the first position is the administrator position, and Kim Disney Reed is the candidate. And she was not able to be here tonight, but she did submit a video. So I'll leave that to Sherry. Thank you again.
Good evening. My name is Kim Disney Reed. I am so sorry that I'm not here this evening. My daughter's getting married, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to introduce myself and talk about my passion for serving nursing as well as serving on the KNA. Just to give you a little background about myself, I am the Director of Nursing at Northern Kentucky University. I have a master's in nursing education, a PhD in nursing, as well as an MBA. I'm extremely passionate about nursing, especially with my psychiatric background, the well-being of nurses. We have an unprecedented changes in healthcare with increased stress, as well as changes in society that have really changed practice for nurses. And one of my biggest concerns are about the well-being of nurses and ensuring that they have the support and the skills that they need to be able to take care of themselves while they're serving our patients and serving our communities in the ways that they do so well. So that is one reason why I really was interested in serving on the Professional Nursing Practice and Advocacy Cabinet. Obviously, my work providing education for students to make nurses to serve in communities at all the multiple levels that nurses serve is also a large piece, but recognizing that that does not just stop when we graduate from university, that ongoing development and support is so needed. I'm also very passionate about the KNA and the work that they do advocating for nurses at the state level through legislation, securing funds to help workforce development, and I really want to be a part of making sure that that really continues and that we're using best practice and providing best practice information for our legislators. So thank you so much for listening to me, and please support the KNA. They really support nurses. Have a good evening.
The next position is staff nurse, and the candidate for that is Yolanda Scalf. So Yolanda, if you'd like to unmute.
Hello, everyone. I am Yolanda Scout, and I have been a nurse for 24 years. I'm the current Southeastern KNA chapter chair, and I've also served as our chapter's member for retention and recruitment. In practice, I am a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner working at an NP-owned mental health clinic in London. I'm also a full-time assistant professor at the University of the Cumberlands. I have worked in open heart recovery, critical care, as well as in administration. I also have experience in emergency nursing and obstetrics many years ago. I have my DNP from Frontier Nursing University and am working towards my PhD in leadership at the University of the Cumberlands. I am interested in the professional nursing practice and advocacy cabinet because I believe in the importance of professionalism in nursing. Nursing is not just a job, it's a calling and a professional calling. I want to contribute by being a small piece of ensuring that nurses across the state maintain good quality care. There are always opportunities for improvement as nursing and healthcare are ever changing. And we owe it to ourselves and our patients to stay updated on the care that we provide. In addition to the ANA KNA, I'm a member of the Organization of Associate Degree Nursing and the American Psychiatric Nurses Association, and I've held committee membership positions before in various situations as well. My vision for the KNA is to get more nurses from my region of the state involved and in the KNA and in nursing leadership. So please vote for me to be on the professional nursing practice and advocacy cabinet. And good luck to all candidates.
Thank you, Yolanda. Okay, the next position on this cabinet is a member at large, and it's Eunice Taylor. Eunice, are you here tonight? Thank you. If you are, if you please unmute.
Well, my name is Eunice Taylor, and I am, I've been a nurse for a little over 50 years now, actually, and I'm presently a professor of nursing here at Owensboro Community and Technical College, where I am the assimilation coordinator for our program, which I really love. And I would like to say that, you know, as a nurse with combined civilian and military experience, I have really been involved in healthcare for a long time. I've had additional experiences in the area of nursing administration as well as nursing education. Militarily, I spent time in leadership and developing programs and looking at how to improve the Military Nurses Association, but just improving nursing in general. And since coming to Kentucky and working here in Owensboro and looking at our needs, I want to see us move forward and grasp the changes that are going to be and challenges that are going to be facing us as a nursing community. So as member at large, it's going to be my goal to work with members of this committee, to be available, to answer questions, to mentor, to also encourage our young nurses to be actively involved, because we can't go forward if we don't have someone behind us. And one way to do that is that we're going to have to kind of push them along and sometimes drag them along, but mainly get them actively engaged. I'm a member of the Green River chapter here in Owensboro. And we just finished our selection for our scholarship for our students. So again, promoting our students, getting them actively involved, and working with members of the KNA to put forth our best efforts and our mission, our nursing mission forward. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and good luck to all the candidates out there.
Thank you, Eunice. We're going to move on to the Governmental Affairs Cabinet, and the first position there is by Cynthia Heedy. And Delano, I know you were working on receiving a video from Cynthia. Do you have that one?
We did.
Hey everybody, my name is Cynthia Heedy, and I'm running for position for KNA for staff nurses, and I just wanted to say that I would love to be able to represent all the people like me who have worked as a staff nurse for so many years, or just beginning. I feel like that there is in nursing this great need for people to move on, which is great, but we need people on the floor working and taking care of patients. I have been a nurse for over 30 years, and I work in an emergency room, and I love taking care of the patient. I've never really felt in my life I needed to do something else with nursing. But I know that it's hard because we're in a place where you can go back to school and make more money doing other things, but we need nurses on the floor who actually take care of patients. It is a great calling, and it's a great pleasure to be able to take care of people, but it is a hard job, and I think that it's something we need to address. Nurses aren't staying in the positions anymore, and they don't really need to. So I'm not really sure what the answer is, but I know that I would like to represent all you staff nurses out there. So please vote for me when the day comes to vote, and have a great day. Bye.
Next is for governmental affairs, and there are 3 members at large positions open, and we have 6 candidates for that. So the first candidate is Stephen Sizemore. So Stephen, if you'll unmute and share about you.
Fantastic. Can you all hear me?
You can.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speaking with you this evening, and thank you for your support of the Kentucky Nurses Association. I am Stephen Sizemore, and I am running for the Government Affairs Cabinet. I have been on the Cabinet for the past 3 years. I have served as a general member, the secretary, and vice chair, assisting with plans and goals for state legislative sessions. So how have I impacted you as a nurse? Well, during the COVID pandemic, there was possible legislative discussion for policy moves that would most likely suppress nurse pay. These changes had been implemented in other states, such as Texas and California. I knew this topic was coming, and I had prepared a presentation for our upcoming meeting. The flashy news story at the time was how much money nurses were making and how they were bankrupting hospitals. These news stories were greatly exaggerated. Even with nurse pay going up, the overall increase wasn't significant, and much less than other healthcare professionals over the past decade had earned. And I backed this up with facts. What made this so memorable for me, and the biggest compliment, was when Captain Manson requested this PowerPoint from me for her use. Also, with my experience in the Government Affairs Cabinet, I've been able to start a marketing committee which assists with promoting KNA events such as the Town Hall and Nursing Day, Nurses Day at the Capitol. Some of you all may have seen those videos or submitted videos. If you did, I greatly appreciate it. On top of that, we have created a series called Zoom with a Nurse, where we help with nurse growth. We have a panel member of nurses in different topics. Our last one was Zoom with a Nurse in Business, and we'll have one of those once a quarter. Lastly, I'm experienced and comfortable going to legislative offices and also speaking with other high-ranking government officials, such as deputy directors, assistant directors, and admirals in the military. Thank you all very much, and thank you again for the opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Next, the candidate is Ben Hughes. Ben, you'll unmute.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks to the board for having us this evening. My name is Ben Hughes, and I've been a nurse for over 27 years. I've had the honor of serving at many bedside capacities, as well as being a nurse leader at many academic medical centers in the Washington, D.C. area and in Kentucky. I've had the privilege of being on the Governmental Affairs Cabinet for the last couple of years. The first year was as a graduate student nurse representative while finishing my doctoral degree, and the last year as a voting member. The G8 Cabinet is a very important arm of the KNA in that they are your direct link with those in the state that make laws that govern many of the laws that affect our nursing practice. Having been on the front line of the COVID pandemic as an enterprise nursing director for the medical intensive care units at University of Kentucky, I know firsthand how much the profession of nursing has gone through over the last few years. We are a very fragile state, and my position is that the only way to make true change in our work environment and profession is to influence those that make the laws that govern our practice and work environments. Again, I appreciate your vote, and thanks to the board for having us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Next is Linda Robinson. Is Linda here tonight? All right.
She is here.
If you could please unmute, Linda.
Hi, my name is Linda Robinson. I am a Kentucky girl. I'm a Kentucky nurse. I've been a nurse for over 35 years, and I have served on the Government Affairs Board in the past at the KNA. I have a long history of working with workplace violence, starting in the early 2000s, and built coalitions within the state of Kentucky to get the first 2 bills passed on workplace violence in 2012 and 2017. I was also an ENA delegate to Washington. I was on an ENA work group that wrote one of the first workplace violence, did one of the first workplace violence studies across the United States in the emergency departments, and that was published around 2009. I developed an entire workplace violence safety awareness program at St. Elizabeth Medical Center, and I have been intricately involved with safety and security for nurses in the state of Kentucky. And I believe it is, there's no such thing as just a nurse. And if you think about Florence Nightingale in 1893, her intent was to allow nurses the autonomy of purpose to advocate for patients and nurses. And that's what I think we do. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you, Linda. Next, the next candidate is Adam Sandfloss. Adam, are you here tonight? No. Okay. Thank you. Next is Casey Bryant. Is Casey here tonight? No. Jennifer Wiseman is the last candidate for this position. Is Jennifer here tonight? Okay. We have finished with the governmental affairs. We will move on to the Ethics and Human Rights Committee. And the first position is a member for vice chair, and the candidate is Tracy Littlehale. Is Tracy here tonight?
No, I just received an email from her that she will not be able to attend.
Okay, thank you. The next position is for member as secretary, and the candidate is Joy Coles. Joy, if you'd like to unmute.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Hello, my name is Joy Coles, and I've been a registered nurse for roughly about 10 years now, and an advanced practice registered nurse for the past 4 years at UK Healthcare. I'm a two-time UK nursing grad for both my BSN and my DNP. I was a second degree nurse, and I also have my MBA in healthcare management. I teach in the DNP program at K-State, and I'm serving nursing on various committees, including the Healthcare Workforce Collaborative as a rep for K-State, collaborating with other Kentucky hospital systems, schools of nursing on innovative ideas to help lessen the nursing shortage. And I was recently appointed as the state liaison for Kentucky for American Association of Nurse Pracs. I absolutely believe in the vision of KNA to promote the essential role of registered nurses in healthcare delivery. And I've supported KNA in various capacities throughout my years. And I've recently served as the appointed secretary for Ethics and Human Rights Committee. And with much like probably most on this call, but I've experienced various ethical dilemmas for my patients throughout my tenures, both as a nurse in the CVICU and as an NP in cardiology, and have an awareness of ethical issues in nursing. And I believe that it's vital to both protect and understand the rights of the vulnerable. And so I've learned so much from our current chair, Joey Burke, and regarding nursing ethics and others who have served on the committee, and I hope to continue to serve on the Ethics and Human Rights Committee. And I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Joy. The next position on this committee is member at large, and the first candidate is Karen Sharber. Is Karen here tonight?
I haven't seen her today.
Okay. The next candidate is David Coffey. So David, if you'd like to unmute.
Good evening, everybody. My name is David Coffey. I am fairly new to KNA. I've been a nurse for 21 years. I've always worked in pediatrics. Right now I'm working in nursing education. I'm assistant professor at EKU, and I teach across the curriculum there. Being a pediatric nurse has made me into a staunch advocate. And so I think that organizations like KNA that really promote and support nurses, Delano said it best, we're better together and we're also stronger together. And so that's why I'm here. I want to add my time, my treasure, and my talent to this organization so that we can grow even stronger. Sometimes in education, I feel a little bit siloed. I feel like, I just got tunnel vision and so on. So being here among all of you and seeing this multiplicity and this diversity just makes me very excited. My main focus right now is the mental health and well-being of nursing and nursing students. I'm working with a group of people to implement a curriculum of self-care and mental health awareness throughout the BSN curriculum at Eastern. And I'm extremely concerned about the current state of nurse well-being at the bedside. And so I would like to please ask for your vote for member at large on the ethics committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. The next candidate for this position is Rachel Taylor, and she was not able to be here, but she did submit a video. So Sherry, thank you.
Hi, I'm Rachel Taylor, and I am seeking the position of member at large with the Ethics Committee with the KNA. I have been a nurse for over 20 years. I'm originally from Kentucky, and we've been gone for about 20 years with my husband's military service, but he has retired and we're back in Kentucky. So I'm really starting to take off with my career here because I'm not having to move every 2 to 3 years. I'm currently an assistant professor at Bellarmine University, and I teach in the undergraduate program. My interest in the ethics committee comes a lot from research that I have been doing here, or I should say scholarship that I've been doing here with my position as faculty member. And recently I have done work regarding the lack of representation of people of color in medical textbooks and the imagery. I'm currently working on getting better education out there about the LGBTQ population and how they are often underdiagnosed and undertreated. And so a lot of my interest in ethics is providing adequate care for those who are underserved. And I'm looking forward to not only providing better care at the bedside, but providing better care on a larger scale. So this is really exciting to me that I can take my career to the state level, potentially higher, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot about legislation in the state of Kentucky and how we as nurses can legislate better and advocate better, not only for ourselves, but also for our patients that we care for. So I am looking forward to serving you and getting to know all of you, and thanks so much for taking a couple minutes out of your day to listen to me.
Okay, so again, that was Rachel, and for that position on the Ethics and Human Rights Committee, I just want to make sure I clarify that. That was member at large. There are 2 positions open, and there were the 3 candidates, Karen Sharber, David Coffey, and Rachel Taylor. So next we'll move on to the Nominations and Elections Committees for member at large positions. And there are 4 openings and 4 candidates that we'll hear from. Or 4 candidates on the ballot. The first candidate is Barbara Snap, and she is unable to be here tonight. The next one is Nicole Gilliam. Is she here, Nicole? Okay.
I have not seen her.
Okay, thank you. The third candidate is Vanessa Williams Harvey. Has Vanessa made it? No. All right, and the 4th candidate is Kathy Haker. And Kathy, I saw you a minute ago, so if you'd like to unmute.
I have 2 visions. I would like to see nurses from all over the state and of all types of diversity being represented at KNA, and we're getting closer and closer to that. And then my second vision, most of you that know me know this. I would love to see the day when every nurse is a member and wants to be a member, and that every nurse who has a problem thinks first of KNA on how we can help. That we come to the table, doesn't matter what kind of nurse you are, doesn't matter what level or whether you're part-time or full-time. If you have a problem, you'll think, I need to go to KNA, see if we can get a round table, talk about how to make it better, and then hopefully do that. So I look forward to rounding you all up again. And please, if you know of anybody that wants to run, people don't always say they want to run. But if you ask them, they'd say yes. So I hope you'll think about that. Everywhere you are, if you see somebody that's terrific, just think, wonder if we can get them to run for an office. Anyway, thanks. I'm enjoying listening to all of you.
Thank you, Kathy. Kathy was our last candidate for the evening. We've worked our way.
Dolores, we have another candidate that was not on our list, and that is Twyla Wheat for Ethics and Human Rights.
Okay.
member at large. And I would like to give her an opportunity to speak to us tonight. And Twyla, we are so sorry. It was an unintentional oversight, and I hope you will forgive us. I don't cook, but I could take you out for sushi to make up for it, okay?
Okay.
I don't eat sushi, but thank you.
All right.
Well, thank you. It's fine. Again, my name is Twyla Weed, and I am running for the Ethics and Human Rights Member at Large position. I've been a nurse for 32 years. 28 of those years have been in nursing leadership. My bachelor's is from University of Louisville. My MHA is from Webster University. I've mostly worked in Kentucky, in Louisville, actually. But I moved away for 8 years and worked in Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. And we moved back to Louisville in 2021. I currently work for Norton Healthcare. I worked for Norton for 20 years before we moved. But in my 2 years of being back, I've been working for Norton Healthcare as a clinical effectiveness director, which is under the quality management department. I work with performance improvement and also a lot of work with supply chain. This is actually my first KNA meeting. I'm a very new member. I was encouraged to join and to run for a position by Kristen Pickrell, and I was delighted that she thought of me. I'm not an ethics expert, but I do have a passion for being a positive representative for nursing. And as a nurse leader, it's always been important to me to advocate for nurses, to know that I am the voice for those who may be voiceless, and to make sure that nurses are aware of what their rights are and the policies under which they need to practice. In my time in working in Atlanta at a level 1 trauma center that took care of a lot of indigent care patients, I encountered a lot of ethical issues, and I'm a strong advocate for those patients who need someone to be a voice for them. So thank you for your time. Whether I'm selected or not, I will work to be active with KNA. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, Twyla, we have that on a recording, and once it's recorded, it will happen.
Wonderful. Thank you, Twyla.
Thank you.
Okay, so we were able to hear from all of the wonderful candidates that were able to be here tonight. Thank you all for that, for being here and sharing your campaign statement. And thank you for everybody else for being here tonight as well. I do want to remind you that the candidates have their information as far as professional experience and education, professional organization activities, as well as their campaign statements. They were all printed in the June edition of the Kentucky Nurse. If they were on the the ballot prior to May 30th, they made that cut in. So I'm going to turn this back over to Delanor for closing remarks and announcements. But again, thank you all for being here tonight, and good luck with making your very difficult decisions in August.
Absolutely. Wow. Our candidates really showed up for this event. And I want to say that, as Dolores mentioned, the deadline to get into the Kentucky Nurse was May the 30th, but the deadline to get on the ballot was June 15th. And we had some candidates who got on the ballot that were not in the Kentucky Nurse. So I encourage you to study your ballot closely so that you will not miss anyone. We thank each candidate for their commitment to the 90,000 nurses in Kentucky. As you all, many of you know, we are 53.3% of the healthcare workforce. That means we own the day. When you receive your ballot on Monday, August the 1st, just know that it will end, the election ends on August 31st. And so again, I encourage you to vote and to encourage your colleagues to vote. In terms of announcements, we will be hosting our fourth annual Chapter Voter Challenge to help us reach our 20% members voting goal. We hit 19% last year, which was the highest we had ever had. The winning chapter will get a pizza party and bragging rights, of course, and they get a trophy as well. And member candidates, if you are not elected to this position, just know that when you put your hat in the ring and you let KNA know that you're interested in being part of the leadership, there is a place for you in KNA. So I want to say clearly, we never have losers. We just have people who didn't win that election. there's room for you at the table at KNA. We have critical positions with the KNA, such as with event plannings, bylaws committee, policy and procedure and resolutions committee, and many, many other opportunities. While I have your attention, we'd like to ask you to mark your calendars for some important KNA events that you will learn about by visiting our website or our KNA 365 app. And if you have not downloaded that, I invite you to do that. I have to admit that Sherry Chandler, our membership manager, has just done an incredible job in making that KNA 365 outstanding. Upcoming, I want to remind everyone about suicide prevention and mental health awareness in Central Kentucky on August the 10th at 6:30 p.m. Social Justice Movie Night is gun violence prevention, education, and the nurses, the implications for nurses' role. That'll be on August the 24th. And there will be a movie that we'll have an opportunity to watch prior to that evening. And then we'll have an incredible panel discussion to look at the nurses, the role for nurses and implications for nurses. Our KNA town halls are coming up in September. We'll have one every Thursday in September, and you'll get to meet legislative candidates in your area and find out where they stand on issues. And also we get an opportunity to tell them where we stand on issues. The KNA business meeting is on Thursday, October the 26th. Please mark your calendars for that. We will need your votes. We will be looking at some bylaws changes, and we need for the membership to review those bylaws changes in our annual yearbook, and then we'll be voting on those. We will also get some updates on our resolutions, and to date, we have 4 that we will get a report on. We will be awarding our awards of the year. We'll have a Nurse of the Year, Researcher of the Year, Student of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, Citizen of the Year, and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusivity Champion of the Year. So start working on your applications, because I know in your sphere of influence, there are nurses that need to be honored for the work that they're doing. One of the things that we can certainly do better, and that is to honor more nurses, because we do a lot. I also want to remind you that we have our conference coming up November the 3rd. It will be virtual. We have a leadership retreat coming December the 1st. And so there's a lot going on with a KNA, and we invite you to participate and learn as much as you can and bring new ideas to us so that we can increase the things and the services that we're providing for nurses. We have a new license plate. We were hoping that it would have been out by now, but it has been delayed by a year. But that delay has offered us an opportunity to revise the license plate. And this is what the committee has come up with recently that has been approved. And so, as you can see, there is no healthcare without nurses. That has been our theme for the entire year. And I don't know what we could say that would focus on nurses more than there is no healthcare without nurses. As I mentioned before, we are 53.3% of the healthcare workforce. And if we disappear, there is no healthcare. And that's just the way it is. We hope that this license plate will be available for purchase in December, and $10 of the license plate fee will go to the Kentucky Nurses Foundation. And with that amount, we will be using that for scholarship education and research. Want to remind you that probably in February or March, we will have our Kentucky Nurses Day at the Capitol. You won't want to miss it. Last year, it was incredible. We were in the House chamber. It was just phenomenal. And I'm slightly biased, but I've had other people tell me that it was phenomenal as well. So watch the KNA e-news, the Kentucky Nurse, and our website in the KNA 365, so you'll know what day we'll be going. So as I tell you, there's a lot going on with your Kentucky Nurses Association. There's a lot going on. So you want to get in on it, you want to participate, and you want to invite other nurses to participate as well. So if you have questions that I have not had an opportunity to answer, please put it in the chat box. Oh, Ruth Carrico wants me to remind you guys about our t-shirts. We have incredible t-shirts that are on the Shop KNA products sales. It's on our website. And the t-shirts are very soft and cuddly. And what's on the t-shirt is there is no healthcare without nurses. If you do not own one of those t-shirts, you should. And it's a great gift for nurses for Christmas, birthdays, whatever. So yes, I am selling t-shirts on the Candidate Forum. So I encourage all of you to support the KNA in any way that you can, because the KNA will support you in every way we can. Dolores, is there anything else you would like to say at the end here?
No, thank you. I think you covered the announcements perfectly. Good to go.
So does Donna have on the t-shirt?
She does.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
could you model that one more time? Could you give us a side view? And all? Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. That is the t-shirt. We took this t-shirt to ANA, to the membership assembly, and we got in trouble because we sold about 70 of them from our table. In fact, we ran out, and we had to tell people how they could get more. But everybody all over the country is enamored with this t-shirt. And it is trademarked, by the way. So when people are using our phrase, they have to come through us to get permission to use our trademark phrase that there is no healthcare without nurses. And with that, I will say thank you again for being with us tonight, and good night.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.